Go around.
Hold the glide.
Near Zurich Airport, a DC-9 plows into the ground 6 miles short of the runway.
It was a fatal loss of life. It was a tragedy.
You have impressions and smells that you never forget. It changes you.
Pitch and roll, fine. Flaps, good. No stabilization problems.
Close analysis of the evidence only deepens the mystery.
It was definitely flying too low, but why, we didn't know.
Maybe there's something we can't see.
Could a hidden fault deep inside the airplane have led the 2 pilots down a deadly path?
That put all the other aircraft in the sky in danger.
Zurich, good evening. Alitalia 404, descending 100. Echo received.
Alitalia 404, Zurich arrival, good evening.
The crew of Alitalia Flight 404 is nearing the end of an evening flight to Zurich, Switzerland.
Alitalia 404, fly heading 325, radar vectors to ILS 14.
Radar vectors to runway 14 on heading 325.
Captain Raffaele Liberti is a senior Alitalia pilot with more than 20 years' experience.
How much is the visibility?
Visibility is 9 kilometers.
First Officer Massimo De Fraya is the pilot flying the plane tonight. He's new to the airline, having joined just last year. Franco Bergante also flew for Alitalia in the 1990s.
At the time, it was one of the safest companies and best trained in the world. I knew the captain very well, the co-pilot a little less.
There are 4 flight attendants and 40 passengers in the cabin.
Thank you.
Several of the passengers are Swiss industrial workers heading home after a lengthy stretch of work.
Oh, it'll be nice to get back home after all this time away. Let's hope they recognize us.
Typical passengers were employees going back and forth from Switzerland to Italy, especially to Milan.
The plane is a McDonnell Douglas DC-9 that's been flying since 1974.
The DC-9 was one of the mainstays of the industry from the 1960s through the 2000s. It was very, very popular in the US, Western Europe, and around the world, primarily for shorter regional trips.
Even if it wasn't among the more modern planes, it was a good airplane.
Flight 404 left Milan's Linate airport 25 minutes ago. The flight path takes it almost directly north, over the Alps to Zurich's Kloten airport.
Lufthansa 1873, maintain 240.
At Zurich Air Traffic Control, it's a busy evening.
Swiss 3611, maintain 230.
The airport is one of Europe's main hubs, serving 12 million passengers a year.
Alitalia 404, turn right heading 340.
Right 340. Alitalia 404.
Alitalia 404 is lining up for its approach to the airport.
You should slow down a bit. The faster you go, the less time you have for landing.
Alitalia 404, reduce to 210 knots.
210 knots, reducing. 404. You see?
The pilots are preparing for what's called an ILS, or Instrument Landing System approach.
The instrument landing system is a series of technology is primarily radio transmitters on the ground that allows an aircraft to align itself both vertically and horizontally with the runway.
Alitalia 404, reduced to 180 knots.
Reducing 180,404. Do you have the glide slope?
It's on 1.
Let's do it on 1.
The crew sets the navigation instruments to pick up the ILS signal from the runway.
Radio unconfirmed.
There's a set of signals which goes out at an angle from the ground that gives them an idea of the glide slope, which is typically around a 3-degree slope.
Gives you one tiny pencil-thin beam that you can fly down that ensures that you're going to stay above the trees and not hit anything below there. And it'll lead you right to the end of the runway.
Alitalia 404, reduced to 160 knots.
Reducing 160.
Capture loc, capture glide paths so we're on the beam.
Flight 404 is third in line on approach, the runway 12 miles straight ahead. The pilots can't see it yet, but their navigation instruments show they are locked on to the proper signals. All they need to do now to finalize the approach is intercept a radio beacon known as the outer marker.
The outer marker is something like the last occasion to check whether the ILS is correct.
That tells them as they get closer that they're still right on the money.
Flaps 25.
Flaps 25. The outer marker check is at 1,250 feet, almost 4 miles.
Didn't we pass it? Didn't we pass the outer marker?
No, it hasn't changed yet.
Alitalia 404, speed as convenient. Contact tower 118.1.
118.1, goodbye.
That doesn't make sense to me.
The runway should be just ahead, but the first officer still can't see it. Something's not right.
Go around.
No. Hold the glide. Can you hold it?
Yes, sir.
Lufthansa 1034, reduced to 160 knots. Alitalia 404.
The controller has no idea why Alitalia 404 has suddenly disappeared from radar.
Rabbit 932, established ILS 14.
Rabbit 932, do you see an aircraft ahead of you?
Stand by. No traffic in sight, but there's fire on the ground.
Roger.
It can only mean one thing.
This is air traffic control. We have an emergency.
Swiss and German firefighters rush to the site of the crash of Alitalia Flight 404, a forested hillside 6 miles from Zurich's Kloten Airport.
At first, you could see a glow in the woods, and there was a taste of burning rubber. And when we could finally see the actual crash site, it was horrific. The
plane has cut a swathe through the trees, scorching the surrounding area. The scale of the destruction is staggering. The airplane was completely destroyed. The main goal was to save people. But as fire crews suppress the flames and comb through charred debris, they can find no one to save. All 46 people aboard the flight are dead.
I was very upset because it was a loss of someone close.
You have images that you have to deal with. You have impressions and smells that you never forget. It changes you.
With the wreckage still smoldering, an investigation into what happened is already underway.